So, this video is going to be basically talking about the end of the Amazing Spider-Man comic, which will be ending at issue 700. Quick thing, too, if you hear anything in the background, that's a thunderstorm going on in my where I live, as well as the other noises may be chalked up to my mother making dinner, which I cannot wait to eat. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Spider-Man, yeah. So, as you all may or may not know, Dan Slott is ending Amazing Spider-Man at number 700, probably more than likely for Marvel Now. That's probably the main thing. And that's it. Now, it's probably not going to be like the end of Spider-Man, you know, because God forbid Marvel does something like end their main character with it doesn't have their flagship character doesn't have a title to himself. It's probably going to be more than likely a renumbering. But yeah, so Dan Slott, I don't know if it's been kind of like back and forth of saying he's ending his run or it's just being renumbered. I don't know for sure because I've been hearing back and forth that he's leaving or something else. I have no real say in that, and truth be told, granted, I'm not as big as a hater of Dan Slott as my friend Tori GNR1 is. He has some... now, I respect his opinion because he's the bigger Spider-Man fan than I am. Granted, I am a huge Spider-Man fan, but not as big as, Dan. But I respect Dan's opinion. I just don't... And granted, from what I've read of Dan Slott's work, I've been kind of... That's it. Because there's been stuff in here where I've been like, oh, that was kind of interesting, like Spider Island. Spider Island I really enjoyed. Did not care for No Turning Back. Did not care for that, even though it had the Lizard and Morbius. And it wasn't so much in No Turning Back that I didn't like the whole story arc to it. It was actually really cool build-up. Then, final issue. Yeah. The end of it. Kind of like it ends the... It was the same thing with Ends the Earth. The thing with Ends the Earth was... the thing with Ends of the Earth was it had some really cool stuff. I mean, I really enjoyed classic Sinister Six stuff, and what Dr. Octopus was doing was really cool. But then the end came. Did not care for the end. At all. So, more or less... I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do with Spider-Man. Marvel's been kind of really lock and key about this for a while now. Because it's kind of weird, too, because Marvel's usually does enjoy spoiling stuff ahead of time. And this is kind of different, so maybe they'll release more. Maybe we'll actually probably get more information later on this month or the following month of what's going to happen with Spider-Man. Because it's funny, too, because they've been building up to a lot of interesting things in the end of the run. I mean, the character Alpha, which I did not care much for. Alpha's gone. The character's not dead. He's just done being Alpha. Apparently, there was a cover of Amazing Spider-Man with Dr. Octopus on this table. He's still alive after Ends the Earth, and all he can say is Peter Parker. So does that mean he knows Spider-Man's true identity? Okay, I can believe that. I personally want to see Norman Osborn or Harry Osborn come back, because I really could use some Goblin stuff in some Spider-Man for a while. I've been actually really wanting to see more Osborn stuff. I've been kind of in like a Norman Osborn mood and Green Goblin mood for a little while, so I'd really like to see some more Goblin stuff done. But yeah, as for the next team, I don't know if Dan Slott is staying on the book or not, but my personal pick, if he's not staying on the book after the end of issue 700, my pick would be Christos Gage. My personal pick, Christos Gage. I love what he did with Spider-Man in the 2 miniseries that he did with, it was called Spider-Man and X-Men Spider-Man and Spider-Man Fantastic Four. There were these 2 little miniseries kind of talking about the Spider-Man and X-Men through the different eras, like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It was the same thing with the Fantastic Four thing as well. And I really enjoyed that. I really think he got the character of Peter Parker down, and he came back and did another one that was kind of like a tie-in to Avengers Academy, which he was writing at the time. So Christos Gage would be my personal pick for Spider-Man. I don't know in terms of artists. I can't really say in artists. I would like to see Romita Jr. come back because I really dig his Spider-Man. That's probably not going to happen. But I am hyped to see him on Captain America, though. But that's neither here nor there. I've said my piece on that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. Apparently, the Marvel Now thing's kind of released this trailer that says Superior, and that's it. They haven't really released a creative team or anything, and people are kind of saying, "Oh, well, that's the new Spider-Man title, isn't it?" And I don't know. I mean, that does sound like a weird title for a Spider-Man book, The Superior Spider-Man. That seems like a really strange title. I wouldn't mind if they went back to Spectacular Spider-Man. That's always been a favorite name. Amazing or Spectacular. Superior Spider-Man just sounds kind of off, and I don't know if the title Superior has any ties to Spider-Man or where that rumor came from. But anyway, guys, I think I've pretty much said enough. I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with this. I'll probably talk about it more. Probably with Tori GNR1 and a few other of my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man fans as well, like Blue Goblin and Mount Vernon Kid and I said Blue Goblin 01. Yeah, Mount Vernon Kid, Tori GNR1 with me as well, and we'll all just talk about the new Spider-Man stuff. Yay! So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this, and you guys let me know what you think of all this. Do you think of the renumbering? What do you think is going to happen, and as well as the build-up to the end of the Amazing Spider-Man title? And do you think it'll be renumbered? Do you think they'll do something new with it? The possibilities are more or less endless, so I really want to know. And plus, we also got to see in the recent issue of Amazing Spider-Man that apparently the new Madam Web, Julia Carpenter, saw the future, the Marvel Now future, and it says endless possibilities, and I can't wait to see where they're going to go with that. Anyway, I've pretty much said enough. Later.